Hi everybody, it's Tina from the Lovers Conjure. I hope you guys are all doing well. For everybody that is new here, actually Nuggies is here too. I'm so sorry, baby girl. I did not mean to not introduce you. She's my baby angel. She's so sweet. Yes, she'll probably make quite an appearance. She's very mommy needy today. So anyway, I was just getting some stuff done around here, and here's a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time. For those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Tina. I own a company called the Lovers Conjure. I'm a spiritualist. I don't know what you would call it. My job in the spiritual realm is a light worker. That's my primary job. I have other, roles and things too. I've been gifted with several abilities, including the ability to read. And channel information directly from spirit. I've also been gifted with the ability to perform magic as well, along with some other things, okay? So anyway, I work directly for the creator, the divine, for God, okay, and nobody else. He is my boss, my master, my ruler, my everything, okay, my father, all of it, okay? And he gives me certain snippets and clippets of information, that I am supposed to deliver to you, okay? And I don't know who you are, okay, whoever watches this video, but one of the things that he's been, impressing upon me is to talk about narcissism. And, we've seen a huge rise in, narcissism. And it's not just that we're becoming more aware of it, my friends. It's not that, and a lot of us, that aren't, I'm going to say, afflicted. This is what I've been saying, okay? It's an affliction, okay? Because, people that are narcs get very, very upset when you say possessed or, they call them demons or things like that. Then they use that to, to try to make you look crazy, right? So they're afflicted with something special. And if you don't have that affliction, right, their affliction is very obvious, okay? Or has become very, very obvious to you. In my situation, I had people that I had known my entire life. I had people that I had known for 20 years, 10 years, a very long time. All of a sudden turn, like The Walking Dead, like literally, like I knew these people, and either they hid this affliction incredibly well before, or I was blind to it, because I'm a very kind person and I don't judge people and things like that. So I may have been overlooking like fatal, red flags in people, forgiving, big things that I shouldn't have forgiven in the past, that type of thing, because of my empathy and kindness and my, want to believe that, there's good in every human, and, et cetera, and so forth. I'm here to tell you today that there is not good in every human, okay? But one of the things I want to talk about specifically is narcissism, and what, from a spiritual standpoint, I believe narcissism to be, okay? And again, these are messages that I get, directly from the big boss man, G-O-D, okay? The divine creator, that God, there's only one, all right? But just to clarify, for those of you that are confused, okay? So what narcissism is at its base, okay, there's different levels of narcissism, right? And I'm not a medical professional, nor am I in any way, able to diagnose anybody with anything. This is just me using my, God-given brain to take in, information, analyze it, and say, oh, wow, there's, there's similarities here, So from what I understand, there's several different kinds of narcissists. I'll call them narcs, okay? There are malignant narcs, which are the ones that are, out in the, public, demanding attention. They just literally don't give a shit, you know what I mean? This is like Donald Trump. This is no secret, okay, that he's a narcissist. This is well known around the world. Many health professionals have commented on this, and you can just put in the YouTube search bar Donald Trump narcissist, or just in Google, and you'll see real medical professional opinions on this, in addition to, other opinions from people that are, in his real life. So malignant narc is going to be the kind that's very, in your face, don't give a shit about you. They'll tell you straight to your face, that, hateful, ugly things. They don't hide the fact that they are afflicted with, something that's, ungodly. they're mean, they're hateful, they're controlling, they're spiteful, they're jealous. This is all narcs have these, symptoms, which I'm going to talk about more in depth in a second. But there's those, okay? And then you have your coverts, which are covert narcissists. A lot of times, in my opinion, those are the most dangerous ones. A lot of times they are, of higher intelligence, and they're able to trick people into thinking that they're kind, empathetic, professional, religious, things like that. They hide their narcissism from the world, so they would never go out in public and act like, Donald Trump. They would, they hide this very, very well, right? The only people that are privy to this, this type of narcissism from this type of person are going to be the people that are closest to them, okay? They take the brunt of the abuse. And these are the people that wear a mask, okay? So this is like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde energy. Did I say that right? Yeah. So somebody, again, who presents in public and to others, and some of them can do it for a long, long, long time, but they can't, maintain that forever. And eventually, excuse me, guys, they're hitting me up. It's a lot of times they are able to carry this on, sometimes for years, you know what I mean? And this has happened to me seriously, and I, like in a big way, huge ways, but some ways bigger than others. But what they do is these, again, because they don't have the light of God in them, they don't have love and empathy in their soul, because they don't have God in their soul. They have the enemy in their soul. So these people basically mirror you as, someone who is generally if you're an empath, you're, grade A supply, especially an uneducated empath or someone who's not aware of narcissism or what this is, which is why I'm making this video, because that's what I was for the first 40 years of my life. I was incredibly ignorant. And again, me wanting to see the good in all people, it's, it's a blessing and a curse, right? I can see the good in people. I do see the good in people. But some people, again, there's just not good to see. It just doesn't exist. And what I realized with a lot of the covert narcs is that they are very, very good at copying you, mirroring you. All right. So that's why when you meet them, it's like, oh, wow, you like that TV show? Me too. Or, oh my gosh, that's your favorite food? Mine too. I love sushi. Like, and it gets deeper than that, but they figure out kind of like how you work, because they're highly intelligent. These are higher ranking demons as well. Just so you know, in a spiritual, from a spiritual perspective. Okay. Then your malignants, again, some malignants have been given higher rankings because of the willingness to kill, the willingness to cause doom, gloom, and destruction, the willingness to try to take down humanity and, this beautiful earth that God created for us, overtly, right? Like in public, they're willing to go out and just show their ass, they'll do anything for, their boss, who is Lucifer, okay, Satan, and they just don't give a shit, Coverts will also do anything for their boss, okay, but they're much better at hiding it. Okay, now let's just leave it kind of at those two right there, just to kind of give, again, I'm not a mental health professional at all. I'm not an expert in any of this. This is just what God kind of gave me. There's more types of narcissism, and there's different layers and different, aspects to it. There's sociopaths and, things like that. Sociopaths are usually covert, and they're very scary because, again, these people have no regard for human life. One of the things that I learned about narcissists that literally made my heart, skip a beat. It made me turn cold, was that they don't feel, not only do they not feel empathy, they don't feel guilt or remorse, meaning they can go do whatever, they want to you. These are the people that will steal from you, trick you, manipulate you, and take whatever they want, whether it's money, affection, time, sex, whatever you have, they want to take it. They want your supply, right? Because if you are of the light, you are modeled after the creator. So you have the ability to create. You have love, which is, again, a very hot commodity, in this world right now. And they need that because they don't have the love of God. They don't have the light fueling them. So they need an energy source for supply. So the only way that they can continue to function and continue to live is to drain and draw energy from you. This is why we call people like energy vampires, right? There's some of them that literally walk into the room and it like sucks the air out of the room. It's disgusting. Like, it actually leaves a very bad smell as well. I don't know if you guys are noticing that, but anyway, so yeah. So there's the two kind of like primary types, okay? So from what God told me is that the affliction that narcissists have, and this is all narcissists, from the most benign, if you can be a benign narc, to, the most malignant, okay, is the Jezebel spirit, all right? Hear me out, because I can hear it already. Tina, no, these are men. A lot of these people are men, a lot of women too. Like I said, we're not talking gender here. The affliction doesn't care what you got going on downstairs at all, okay? The affliction only cares that it can attach itself to your soul, drain you of your light, and then essentially replace that light with darkness, okay? So these people, these beings walking around in human, shells, okay, are afflicted with the Jezebel spirit. Now, I'm assuming, if you're watching my channel, most of you have heard of Jezebel before. You may know a lot more about Jezebel than I do, okay? I'm going to give you what I remember, from, my childhood, growing up in a Christian church, okay? Jezebel was a toxic female, I think, if you want to say it that way, energy, okay? And her traits, what she was known best for, is being, first and foremost, insanely jealous. Jealousy is the root of all evil, by the way. This is important information. People will say, oh, money is the root of all evil. And so they'll make you feel guilty about having money, or, they'll make you not want to make money. It's a way to keep you poor, okay? Money is not the root of all evil. Jealousy, people being jealous of other people's money, is the root of all evil, okay? That's what causes people to do things, crazy things, it's jealousy. All right. So anyway, her number one trait is jealousy. All narcissists are incredibly jealous. They're very jealous of you if you have the light, okay, if you walk with God, because again, they don't have it and they want it. They feel entitled to it, even though they don't want to do any of the work to get it, meaning that they don't want to, walk with God. They don't want to follow God's 10 simple rules, that he laid out for us, and again, I know this is pulling from Christianity, but, it's a baseline, for everybody. And these are simple rules, the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, covet. I don't know if I said that. I think I mispronounced it, but whatever. So these are very simple rules that, he asked us to follow. Now, and if you really want to work with God, then you get down to helping your fellow man, being kind to others, doing, things that are charitable, truly, genuinely, doing things from the goodness of your heart, right? That type of thing. And that's how you become, higher level spiritual ranking. Okay. But, anyway, so Jezebel, let's get back to Jezebel. All right. Jezebel was married to this king. His name began with an A, I think. I don't remember exactly what his name was, but this is one of the stories I remember distinctly from like Bible school, okay? It was her husband wanted like the neighbor's vineyard, right? So the neighbor was, sorry guys, the ambulance says it's, a sign, okay? So the husband wanted the neighbor's vineyard, okay, property, okay, and And he told Jezebel, his wife, you know, like, man, I'd really like to have that property. So this bitch has not only the man that owned the property killed, okay, murdered, but also his 2 sons, therefore extinguishing the entire bloodline, okay? Does this completely callously, no regard for their life, no regard for anything, okay, except for the fact that she sees that property, she wants it, she feels entitled to it, she was going to take it, okay? So then she goes, okay, sweetie, here you go. Happy vineyard, you know what I mean? Here's your property, da-da-da-da. And again, they do this with absolutely no guilt, no remorse, no regard, okay? So narcissists are afflicted with the Jezebel spirit. What were her other traits, okay? Not only insanely jealous, but again, you know, unkind, cruel, you know what I mean? Not just unkind, but literally, you know, cruel and evil. Who would do that? You know what I mean? Why would you... First of all, you know what I mean? Extinguish the entire bloodline. For what? You know, because you want something that they have, you know? Why not go out and work for it or build your own vineyard, you know, property, whatever it was that they wanted. But no. They're not creators. Again, demonic entities, demonic spirits, okay? Spirits that work for the enemy are not creators. They don't create, okay? They take, they steal. Okay, whether it's your energy, your light, your joy, your sunshine, they need it. They feast off of this energy. Okay, so they've got to do it, which is why I cut off all narcissists, all of them, July 1st of last year. That was like my new birthday. So anyway, and I'm dealing with the aftermath of it now because they're very vengeful, which is another, you know, quality of Jezebel. I don't have a good example in a story to tell you, but you know, they seek revenge on people that they cannot control, all right? The number one thing that Jezebel wanted was control, you know, over everything, over everybody. She was jealous of God because, you know, she felt like, well, why can't I be God? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? You know, like, I should be able to be God. Like, I was born, so that means I'm entitled to that, you know? So the Jezebel spirit, narcissists, ultimately are seeking control, all right, over you. And when they lose control, they tend to lose their mind, all right? They tend to get very angry and vengeful. They do horrible things, you know, depending on the level, again, you know, and how much they can get away with. They'd go all the way. You know, the ultimate end goal of every single narcissist is just like Jezebel, to kill you. They want to take you out, extinguish your light, extinguish the bloodline, all right? This is what Jezebel wants, okay? Now, let's go backwards a little bit. So, Tina, Jezebel's, you know, a feminine energy. A lot of men are narcissists, you know? Yes, they are. And think about it, okay? So not only do these men encompass all of the aforementioned traits, okay? They're jealous, they're controlling, okay? They're mean. They are, you know, they do things without guilt or remorse. They, you know, aim to destroy, destruct, you know, and bring doom and gloom to your life. They want to bring misery to you. Again, this is all intended to extinguish your light, okay? But this spirit, Jezebel, is, you know, is able to be afflicted on, you know, biological males or masculine energies. This is not about gender. This is about, you know, the fact that there's a feminine spirit attached to someone who is a male. And a lot of times these male narcissists will go above and beyond to show you how masculine and macho they are forwardly, right? Like when you first meet them, oh yeah, I'm strong, go to the gym, you know what I mean? Or they're, you know what I mean? They carry themselves in a masculine way, all right? Try to show you like how masculine they are. A lot of them overdo it, at least in my opinion, you know, in my personal experience. You know, I've had them, you know, say and do all kinds of things to prove how manly they are, you know, but at the end of the day, they're not manly at all. Okay, these are very feminine men, male narcissists, masculine narcissists. Literally, that's what the Jezebel spirit does. She strips, you know, men of their masculinity. That's her goal, right? So a lot of the male narcissists that I have known closely are actually incredibly feminine. They want to sit back in the feminine energy and basically receive, right? So they'll do things like, you know, they'll want to make you work 3 jobs, you know, while they sit on their butt and do nothing, okay? Laziness is another thing with Jezebel, okay? Promiscuity is another thing with Jezebel, okay? She was known to be very, very promiscuous, multiple sexual partners, engaging in like, polyamorous things, orgies, whatever she could get, you know what I mean? Because again, all of this is a source of supply. All right. So again, they don't have the light in them. They don't have their own, they're not creating their own energy source, right? And they don't have God to fill that void. So they're seeking external sources of energy, and they'll take it any way they can get it. They have no sexual standards. All right. They will literally engage in sexual activities with, everything, anyone. Okay. It doesn't matter. There's no, it's very blurred lines, but they also will outwardly a lot of times, claim to hate, people that are gay, for instance, right? People that are born gay, they'll have all these bad things to say about gay people, right? But then they themselves will engage in homosexual acts consistently, you know what I mean? A lot of times secretly, covertly, or they have a preference, sexual preference for, we can go down the rabbit hole with this, but, these are the people that are pedophiles. These are the people that abuse animals and do things just, that are very, very ungodly. Okay. We'll just say ungodly. Okay. And the reason they do that is, again, because they're trying to generate energy source. They need energy, they need supply, and they don't have any guilt, remorse. They have no standards whatsoever. They just need the energy. You know what I mean? They need whatever it is. Okay. So there's that about Jezebel as well. Again, she did a lot more than this, but demasculinizing men, replacing their masculinity with a feminine entity, a feminine spirit who, is jealous, controlling, toxic, lies, steals, uses people, takes what doesn't belong to her, expects people, she's an expectation of, that she should just have things because she exists. She doesn't want to work for them. Okay. These, masculines that are afflicted with narcissism also have these traits. They're very, very feminine. You'll notice that. Truly. A lot of them care very much about their appearance. That's super important to them because this is what they use to get supply, so, godly people generally, whenever humanly possible, will take care of, our vessels, our bodies, right? Because again, you want to celebrate, the beauty in what God created. Okay. That's why I take care of myself. It's God gave me this gift of a human body. It gets me around, you know what I mean? I feel very confident in myself and in what God made for me, you know what I mean? So like, I'm happy to, celebrate it, right? Decorate it, like, let it be seen, let it be shown that this is what God created. Okay. Not in a way that's attention seeking either, but just in a way that says, I'm not going to sit back and like, hide myself because people, make fun of me or call me names or, call me ugly or try to, bring me down. I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to do what I want to do with my human shell that I have. Okay. That God gave me, it's mine. Okay. And if you don't like it, sorry, go talk to God about it. Talk to God. Okay. Now, how does this happen? All right. So let's talk about how one becomes afflicted with the Jezebel spirit, because again, we're seeing an epidemic of narcissists. The prophecy that I had is that 92% of human beings are afflicted in some form or fashion with this entity. Okay. With the Jezebel spirit. All right. With narcissism. All right. 92%. Leaving 8% of us that are not. Okay. Obviously, that's a lot, and that sounds almost unbelievable, but there are world-renowned professionals. Okay. Dr. Romney, I recommend highly, highly. There's so many that I could link. Actually, I will. I have a little list going on my iPad of, real licensed mental health professionals that agree that although the numbers will never be able to be quantified precisely from an analytical standpoint, because narcissists, the other thing is that they have an overinflated sense of self. Okay. Their egos are huge. Right. And like, my mother is a great example of this, She obviously has some mental illness and stuff going on, and well, I thought was mental illness. It's actually demonic possession, okay? But I would try over the years, like when in my 20s, when I was still speaking to her, and say, Mom, listen, why don't you just go to the doctor? Tell him that this is what you did. Tell him this is how you're feeling. Tell him that this is how you behaved. This is how you reacted. They're not going to judge you. What they're going to do is diagnose you and hopefully get you into some sort of therapy or on some sort of medication that can help you, overcome these obstacles so that you can live a normal, healthy life, that we're intended to live, a happy life, That's all anybody wants, right? This is what I was thinking, but not the afflicted. They don't want a happy life. They don't want that at all. They want actually misery, It's sad, but it's true. So how does one become afflicted with the Jezebel spirit? Okay, so in my opinion, my humble opinion, and again, this is not medical advice, this is not professional advice, this is my spiritual opinion, all right, from talking to God. Because I'm asking him, God, I mean, how could this happen, a lot of times it comes from, I think almost every time it comes from, someone who is raising, a child. All babies are born pure and innocent, right? Without sin. Babies aren't capable of sin, you know what I mean? But the caregivers, whoever that may be, it could be a mother, a father, a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle, the foster system, you know what I mean? It could be anything, right? Someone who is closely, related to raising this child, okay, this baby, this small young child, is afflicted, and they do everything that they can to control and possess their offspring, okay? They're the child, who again is innocent and pure and has no idea that they're in the arms of the enemy, has no idea right from wrong. It's up to us to teach them right from wrong, and to teach them, God's teachings, and to teach them the 10 Commandments, and to teach them, how to walk with God, right? That's in the Bible. This is God's direct word to us. It says, and I think this is probably in every, religious, literature, but it is your job as a parent. It is your only job, not your only job, but your primary function as a parent is to, put the light of God in your child. You know what I mean? Ensure that your child is, walking with God. That's what God is asking of you when he gives you the blessing of a child, of a baby, okay, in your life in any capacity, because they are a blessing. All right. So what happens is these, children are born to someone who is afflicted with the Jezebel spirit. All right. And a lot of times it's the mother, I've found, in, the males or masculines that I've been closely associated with. It doesn't have to be, okay? But it could be the father as well. But somebody's got the Jezebel spirit on them. Somebody does, that had a close hand in raising, this person, okay? And they pretty much put them in a box, right? Brainwash them, control them, orchestrate and coordinate their every move, make sure that they ruin every relationship that the child has external to the relationship with Jezebel, with the person who is afflicting this, putting this on them, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, okay? It works a lot, all right? It works a lot, 92%, like I said. But a few of us chose, even though we had, we were born into the pit of demons, which I have a whole video coming out about that. A few of us chose to walk in the light. A few of us chose to still, be devout followers of God, to keep the love of God in our heart, even though those choices meant, taking the hard road, right? And the Jezebel spirit is a relentless spirit. It will do everything in its power to beat you down. Again, the end goal is to kill you. All right. The end goal is to take your life and your life force and your light. Now, why they would want to do that and ruin their source of supply, ask them. I mean, again, it's the devil's, objective, right? It's destroy humanity, right? And particularly those who have the love of God in their heart, particularly those who refuse to succumb to the affliction, who see, and hear what our caregivers slash parents are doing, okay? And, you know, even though this is what, it's our only option because you're a child, you don't have control over who is raising you, okay? Even though it's the only option, you still go, even if it's just here and here, right? You still go, you know, I'm following directions from another place, right? So a lot of us have had to keep our heads down, right? Just keep it moving, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's how it gets passed down. It's generational. It's a generational curse is what it is. So the curse of Jezebel, I think that's a thing now that I'm thinking about it. Am I crazy? I don't know. I don't remember. I have to look it up. But anyway, so that is what I believe narcissism to be from a spiritual standpoint, okay? I don't know outside of Christianity if Jezebel exists in other, religious teachings or practices. I'm assuming that either she does or a form of her does, but no, narcissism is, basically you're, afflicted, because we don't want to say possessed, because you know how the demons get mad, they're afflicted with the Jezebel spirit, and it's passed down from parent to child or caregiver to child, okay? And a lot of children, unfortunately, because they are children and are innocent, are being literally cursed by the people that are supposed to be here to protect them and provide for them and care for them and literally love them like God loves his children, Instead of doing that, they're cursing their children. Again, they do all kinds of crazy stuff. I can tell you stories about my mother, which actually I'm going to do next. I'm going to stop this video here, but I just wanted to put this out there as kind of some food for thought for you guys. Maybe something to do a little research on, like I said, a lot of talking points here, a lot of information. I know, I'm not the best public speaker. I kind of, go all over the place, but there's just so much information and so many, things that are coming through right now that need to be told and that the public needs to know. And so again, if you're in a position where maybe you're in your heart, you're not a narc, but you've adopted narc qualities, okay, and traits. Maybe you're not, afflicted or possessed by Jezebel, all right? You don't truly deeply feel like that's the right thing to do or that's who you are, but you do it because that's what you were taught, all right? Maybe time to start looking into this, okay, to see like, hey, okay, well, actually, this is something that was taught to me, right? And this is, I was taught to be toxic. I was taught to be jealous. I was taught to gossip and to bring others down. I was taught to wish ill upon people. I was taught to steal. I was taught to lie. Think about these things that you were taught, okay, that God ain't happy with. That. And if you don't know it, pray about it, or just read the 10 Commandments, guys. It's that simple. The 10 Commandments. That's all you need to do, but you have to follow them. And by following them, that means actually following them. Don't be tricked, okay, by these religions that tell you that you can go, break all of God's commandments, do whatever the hell you want, okay, and then go confess to another human being what you did and that it's going to be wiped clean. No, that is not how it works. God never said that. Where does it say that? You know what I mean? No. Trust me. Come Judgment Day, and there's a lot to be worried about, right now with everything going on, guys. There's a lot to be worried about, right? Come Judgment Day, you're not going to be able to stand there in front of God and go, well, I confessed my sins, so they're wiped clean, right? No. He's keeping track of all of it, including the fact that somebody tricked you into thinking that, right? But the best thing to do is just actually genuinely follow the 10 Commandments. That's it, okay? And then once you get there and you're able to do that, start bringing in some empathy, compassion for your fellow man, kindness, doing things from, that God guides you to do, that bring good to this earth, okay? Taking care of the earth, caring about our environment and our poor little planet, which has just been beat to hell. And I mean that, All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. To everybody that's donated and has been supportive of the channel and of us, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. You guys are keeping us going day to day, and I mean that in a literal sense. Okay, you know, as I've been trying to update everybody, you know, this is a struggle. I am in the thick of you know, spiritual warfare right now. I am positioned in a really difficult place to be, MAGA HQ. All right, and I'm not worried about it, but they have done horrific you know, things to me. They've attacked my child. I've been threatened a lot. Okay, so you know, speaking out about this is you know, dangerous for me. They would like me to shut up and stop making videos, and they want to try to silence me, which is why they keep doing spells to try to make me sick and, you know, give me pneumonia, nah, you know, all this stuff. You know, but it's not working. Obviously, God has my back. God has my daughter's back. God has, if you're walking with God, he's got your back. Okay, even if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, this is too much, like I can't take it, because I mean, it's heavy attack, guys. These afflicted are very pissed off right now that people are talking about this stuff. They're pissed off that God told you what was going on, that I'm telling you through God. You know what I mean? God is giving me a message to tell you, you know, what's going on. They don't like that. They want full control over you. They want to brainwash you. Okay? They want to make you do the enemy's work. All right? Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Don't take the easy road. Don't just lay back and go, well, it's too much to deal with. I can't cut off, you know, family members. I can't, you know, get divorced because my religion says so, or I have nowhere to go, or I won't be able to afford, you know, my own place. You really need to start thinking about, you know, when you're spoon feeding the enemy your life force, your energy, okay, that God gave you, right? You are enabling the enemy. You're literally giving ammo to the enemy. You understand? You are fueling the enemy with ammunition to destroy humanity, to destroy the earth, okay? So if you're one of those people where maybe, again, like I said, you're not a narc, okay, you're not afflicted, but you're enabling the afflicted, think about that, all right? This is like saying, well, I didn't pull the trigger, so, you know, no, it doesn't work like that either. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon.